Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Godfrey Roberts, and today I am bringing bad news, unfortunately. The entire Seattle team for Marvel Rivals with NetEase has been laid off. As to why, I can't really properly say. Normally, layoffs in companies are specifically for the sake of saving money, pay less people, have more money in your pocket. That's just how it is. But usually it happens when someone or something is failing. For example, if your team made a game and your game flopped, you would make huge layoffs within your team that created the game, or at least a specific aspect of that team, so that you could save money in the long run because now you don't have to pay those people anymore. But in a game as successful as Marvel Rivals, it's very strange that there are layoffs, especially when Marvel Rivals is currently hitting its all-time peak, especially with the new release of all the information we have on 1.5. But anyway, I'm gonna go over all the details that we have on this so far, so let's jump into it. If you like these type of videos, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. And without further ado, let's get started. So, the official information here, I have as much as I can currently have at this moment, but let's go through it. Marvel Rivals is easily one of the most popular games this year, drawing hundreds of thousands of players on Steam alone, and yet its developer NetEase has laid off a team who worked on the game out of its Seattle-based studio. Game developer Thaddeus Sasser wrote a post on LinkedIn about the layoffs, which specifically mentioned level designer Gary McGee as one of the affected developers. Thaddeus Sasser on LinkedIn, whose bio says, "I helped create billion-dollar franchises," absolutely hilarious, absolutely wild, based as hell. It says, "This is such a weird industry. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games and were laid off. Oh well, times are tough all over. Let's find these incredible people new jobs because we all need to eat, right?" Today I'm going to start with the inspiring Gary McGee. During the course of the project, Gary was fantastic to work with. This is a highly technical designer currently working in level design, but I've seen his passion project, who is a proactive problem solver. A lot of time on the project was spent as sort of an R&D branch, coming up with new level design mechanics, gameplay mechanics, and so on. Gary was a key part of those efforts. His technical ability, proactivity, and passion for game development and problem solving were a huge asset. Gary doesn't wait for a problem to slow the team down. He finds a way around or through it. Early in his time at our Seattle studio, he developed level design tools and game mechanics that I can't tell you about because they belong to NetEase. Ha! But they greatly accelerated the team and often enabled the team's progress. On top of it, he's a nice person too. He holds some strong, wrong opinions on video games. He's highly competitive in a good way, and he's got a lot of deep thought and philosophies on life, making him an excellent team member and the kind of guy to look forward to talking to every day. And Gary, I'm kidding about the wrong opinions. Don't come for me in the comments. So it seems that one, this team, like I said, of very successful designers were creating pretty much some of the hypest parts of the game as far as the level design aspect goes. Not just the way they look, but the way you interact with them as well, and the way basically everything functions around it. Unfortunately, this whole team was laid off, and he specifically has highlighted Gary McGee as pretty much one of the top people on the team, because Gary himself not only was extremely proactive but was innovative as hell and created apparently new mechanical technologies within level design that specifically are now owned by NetEase. Unfortunately, now they pretty much have laid him off and then pretty much stolen his work, keeping everybody in hush hush about what kind of stuff he actually made for them, or at least the innovative stuff that he made for them, which is very unfortunate because it seems like Gary is a very great person to work with. I'm not entirely certain um, why they got rid of these people. It's not like you have to save money unless there's some other project somewhere else that was being worked on that they wanted to allocate money to, and they felt that it was necessary to let go of the Seattle team. Not certain what's going on with that. But anyway, it's very unfortunate this has happened to these guys. We're going to look at the Jack Burrows statement to see his side and see what's going on with him. Jack Burrows, level designer for Marvel Rivals, NetEase. Unfortunately, not anymore. I'm sorry to say, Jack. You might want to change that title. It says, "Hey folks, well, just got laid off from my job working on Marvel Rivals with NetEase. It was an enormous pleasure to work with my American coworkers who joined me in this sad culling. Just couldn't dodge this big boot, I guess. No matter how big the success of the gig. So now I'm seeking a new role and would appreciate your support. If you hear of any opportunities or just want to catch up, please send me a message or comment below. I'd love to reconnect." So basically, yeah, obviously they got laid off. They're sad about it, but they're open to the opportunities, which I think is really great. I'm glad that they're bouncing back as fast as they are. They're not just being bad about it and trying to create some crazy lawsuit or do what other people do when they get taken off of a huge project, start exploiting all the secrets and telling, oh well, this is what's going on here, yada yada yada. It seems like one, either they don't want to, or there's not much to really go off of. It's not like this is a Blizzard situation where people were stealing breast milk out of the refrigerator and being misogynistic to their female coworkers. It just seems like everything was going well until it wasn't, unfortunately. But now let's look at the official statement given by NetEase. It says, "We recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. This resulted in a reduction of a design team based in Seattle that's part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions. We want to reassure our fan base that the core development team for Marvel Rivals, which continues to be led by lead producer Wei Kong Wu and game creative director Guan Yun Chen in Guangzhou, China, remains fully committed to developing an exceptional experience. We are investing more, not less, into the evolution and growth of this game. We're excited to deliver new superhero characters, maps, features, and content to ensure an engaging live service experience for our worldwide player base." This is kind of a confusing statement to me because they said that they basically did these layoffs for team structure and organization, but then they also said to optimize development efficiency. And like, I'm sorry, is getting rid of a whole faction of your team that helped make you unironically more $1 billion? Like, is that really gonna optimize development? Because it seems like they did a lot as far as development. Gary McGee alone seems to have done a lot in development, considering that he created new innovations for like your level designs. But I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, and obviously they're keeping everything confidential because they don't want to talk about, more specific and personal stuff. Like they don't want to give out these people's names and say all what they did. Like Thaddeus and Jack obviously came out on their own and talked about it, which is their decision. But everyone else seems to be keeping quiet about it, which is definitely a decision. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a good one. I'm not gonna say it's a bad one. It's just a choice. So I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we did lose them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the game itself is going to tank, and it doesn't mean that we're not getting anything good. It just means that there is a team of people that helped create one of the greatest games of our current generation, and unfortunately, they are no longer employed with the company that made that. For better or worse, who knows? I hope they do find better roles or even more consistent positions elsewhere. I definitely do hope those people the best, to be honest. It kind of sucks the situation they're in, but it is what it is, and this kind of stuff happens all the time, and I'm sure they'll bounce back from it. It seems like they're already making the efforts to do so. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Please like to subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.